The truth is the cure. Healing the mind and soul. Chapter 1. The truth is the cure. Imagination. That sacred space where possibilities are born is often shaped long before we become conscious of its true power. Imagine this space as a mobile home park, containing the essentials for a fulfilling, prosperous, and healthy life. Yet this park resides within a dimly lit room untouched by external forces, where we begin to internalize ideas that shape our understanding of reality. In this space, our journey of identity formation begins. We are introduced to the roles of mother, father, and siblings, forming initial constructs that define our place in the world. Here, within this confined environment, we start to develop our thoughts and beliefs, learning to navigate our metaphorical mobile home, unaware of the vastness and complexity outside its walls. The first layer. Early programming through family and language. In our formative years, our world is limited to a small circle, our family. This intimate environment largely shapes our understanding of reality, based on the experiences and interactions of those closest to us. Here we are introduced to archetypes that symbolize balance and duality. Father often represents strength and security, while mother embodies nurturing and compassion. These figures become our earliest teachers, their actions, beliefs, and even unspoken hesitations, shaping our perception of what is normal and truthful. We are not born with an understanding of the world. Instead, we absorb the realities presented to us by our parents, who themselves are products of their own programming. Their laughter, habits, fears, and hopes all influence how we interpret our place in the universe. For example, a child growing up with parents who encourage exploration and creativity may develop an openness to new experiences, while another child raised in a strict, rigid household may internalize caution and restraint. As we grow, language becomes our primary tool for communicating these interpretations. The language we inherit carries assumptions and cultural biases, shaping not only how we express our experiences but also how we understand the world around us. Even simple words like success or failure carry deep-rooted implications passed down through generations, influencing our goals and perceptions long before we consciously examine them. The second layer. Institutional and societal conditioning. As we transition into adolescence, our mobile home begins to expand, introducing us to societal structures such as schools, religious organizations, and media. These institutions present narratives, stories such as the heroic voyages of explorers or the doctrines of faith. These stories are often accepted as foundational truths because they are presented as pillars of our understanding. However, they are frequently simplified or distorted, concealing deeper truths about history and existence. Educational institutions, for example, may emphasize specific historical perspectives, sometimes leaving out the nuanced realities or the voices of marginalized groups. Similarly, religious organizations often provide frameworks for ethics and values, yet these frameworks are rarely questioned, becoming core beliefs that influence how we see ourselves and others. This second layer of programming further solidifies our understanding of the world, encouraging us to adopt societal norms that may not align with our true selves. Because we accept these narratives early on, they become woven into our beliefs, rarely questioned until much later, if at all. The quest for personal truth. Each person's experience is unique, but there comes a moment when we are called to uncover our own truth. This quest is essential for anyone seeking fulfillment because, without it, we live by inherited narratives that may not serve us. During this limited window, when our minds are open and malleable, our beliefs can be examined and reshaped. Once this period closes, our beliefs solidify, and unraveling them becomes a complex, often challenging task. Many of us are taught to depend on family and society for guidance. Our self-worth is shaped within this structure, where we learn our value through the lens of these inherited beliefs. Yet, if these beliefs are rooted in misconceptions or half-truths, they can lead to a lifetime of confusion, disillusionment, and lack of fulfillment. This stage calls for courage, as questioning our foundational beliefs can feel like untethering ourselves from our past and, at times, our identity. Breaking free. The power of questioning. To reprogram our imagination, we must question everything. This isn't just skepticism, it is liberation. The narratives passed down, whether they come from religious teachings, historical accounts, or cultural norms, often hold biases and inherited assumptions. These biases shape how we engage with the world and each other, sometimes creating unnecessary divisions. For example, questioning the historical narrative of discovery invites us to view history from a broader perspective, one that includes the voices of indigenous and oppressed peoples. By challenging such narratives, we can begin to see ourselves not as isolated individuals but as interconnected beings, part of a larger, richer human experience. This process can be uncomfortable, forcing us to confront unsettling truths. But only by peeling back these layers can we break free from inherited limitations. Truth, after all, is the antidote to the struggles we face. The roots of struggle. Inherited falsehoods. The challenges we face often stem from misconceptions passed down across generations. These inherited lies aren't necessarily intentional. They are remnants of faulty programming, narratives that may have once served a purpose but now limit our potential. Recognizing that many of our struggles arise not from personal failure but from internalized untruths helps us approach life with compassion, for ourselves and others. To move beyond these struggles, we must question the fabric of our reality, from the beliefs we hold to the institutions we support. This radical questioning becomes the key to liberation, allowing us to forge a life based on clarity and authenticity. The journey to self-discovery and enlightenment. The journey to self-discovery is challenging but essential. By peeling back layers of inherited beliefs, we come closer to our true selves. This journey of reprogramming the imagination is not only personal growth, it is a contribution to a more enlightened world. Through this pursuit of truth, we transcend the limitations of our past programming, embracing the fullness of our potential. Together, we can build a reality that is authentic, free from distortions, and aligned with values that bring peace and fulfillment. Reflection points. Distinguishing truth from belief. Reflect on a long-held belief that you've carried with you. How did you come to hold this belief? Do you feel it aligns with an objective truth, or might it have been shaped by cultural or familial influences? Programming from early influences. Consider the early figures in your life, family, teachers, or community leaders. How did they shape your understanding of right, wrong, success, and happiness? Are there any beliefs you hold that you think came from them, rather than from your own experiences? Questioning societal narratives. Think about some truths presented by societal institutions, education, religion, media. Are there any that you've begun to question? What sparked this questioning and how has it influenced your outlook? Impact of language and culture. Reflect on the language and cultural norms you grew up with. How do they shape your worldview? Are there words, phrases, or customs that you find limit your ability to see situations from other perspectives? Starting a personal quest for truth. What truths about yourself or your life are you currently seeking to understand? Are there any areas where you feel your beliefs are outdated or misaligned with who you are now? What small steps could you take to begin uncovering your own truth? Facing discomfort in self-discovery. Reflect on a time when learning a difficult truth changed your perspective. How did it feel to confront that truth, and what, if anything, did it free you to pursue or let go of? Please support this message by liking it, sharing it with someone who may be struggling with their relationship with their father, and subscribe to be notified for Chapter 2 titled, Mental Health Care Should Be Free.